Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are the scouting staff for the Hula Bowl. Today I have with me one of the athletes who participated in that event this season. His name is Lawrence Johnson. He is a defensive back out of Southeast Missouri State. Nice to have you, buddy.
Nice to having me, man, Jimmy. I appreciate you.
Hey, dude, awesome having you at the Hula Bowl. Of course, representing SEMO, being one of the leaders there, very well established guy there in that secondary who we just felt was very efficient in what he did and definitely deserved an all-star invitation. So, uh, Lawrence, if you don't mind, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell me where you're from, and then we'll start with the rest of this. So go for it.
Yeah, my name Lawrence Johnson out of Southeast Missouri State. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I graduated in 18. Yeah, so
Gotcha. So you graduated from Riverview Gardens there in St. Louis.
yeah,
Way back in the day, obviously, man, because of COVID and all this other stuff. I think you're what, like 6 years removed from high school? Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's been a while. But in my notes, man, I have that you were a multi-sport athlete back in the day, basketball, baseball, and of course some football.
Yeah, and track.
In track. Yeah, well, I got that one too. I forgot to say it, but anyways, yeah, you did a little bit of everything. But go ahead and tell me about what it was like being a high school athlete way back in the day.
Way back in the day.
It is
uh
6 years is a
yeah,
long
it
time, man.
is, man, it is. But it was good. It was like it really was. I really played a lot of sports to just keep me out of trouble. The area that I'm from is, it's not much going on, but I was able to find ways to express positive ways to express, myself, and that's sports was that. Um, I wasn't at home much because I was at practice or had games or stuff. So yeah, it was good. Like being able to have that companionship of different teammates from different sports and learn different things from different sports. Like you learn life skills from all sports, and just being able to dibble and dabble in all the sports and learn all the key life skills that you learn from them. I feel like that really helped me.
Gotcha. And of course, we had mentioned you did some track, baseball, basketball. How long did you play those sports before you ultimately decided to pursue football?
Um, so in high school, I played basketball my freshman year, and then I played like the first semester of my senior year. And then my sophomore and junior year, I played baseball.
Okay.
I played baseball, yeah, and then my senior year I ran track. That's why I stopped playing basketball to run track. And all 4 of those years I played football, of course.
Right. So again, dabbled in a little bit of everything, which is fine. I think in my humble opinion, guys that are still in high school, they need to do that. I know some coaches don't necessarily want you to. I remember back in the day, there were a couple coaches at my high school that kind of fought over one guy. And
Mm,
so that's kind of how it happens at times. But personally, I feel like if you can do it, it's going to help
mm.
you as an athlete. Um, so again, went to Riverview Gardens there in St. Louis, but ultimately ended up at SEMO. Coming out of high school, what was the recruiting like, and what made you ultimately decide to go with SEMO?
In all honesty, my recruiting process was almost non-existent, Jimmy. Like SEMO was the only school that I talked to.
Hmm.
They were the only school that I ever talked to, the only school to visit. But I don't think that's because of like my athletic ability. I really just think because it's like the high school that I came from, it was very under recruited. We didn't have many guys coming out at the time. Like so the year before I got to SEMO, I mean I got to Riverview. So 2013, 2014, we had won like 3 games and then just like went on a losing streak for the rest of the season. And then my freshman year, we didn't win any games, didn't score our first touchdown to the last game of the season. And then my second year was my first year on varsity. I played quarterback, if you didn't know that. I played quarterback all my life until college. But my sophomore year, um, we started scoring, coming off the last year. We started scoring points, but we didn't win any games. We won our first game and we won our first game in the last game of the season. And, in Missouri, it's like a district system. The playoff system, it start off with districts. Everybody gets a district invitation. And we won our first game in districts against a top seed team. And we hadn't won a game all year long.
Wow.
Yeah, right. And then my third year, we won like 4 games. We went like 4-6, 4-7, or something like that. Then my senior, we had won 8 games and we made it to the district championship, but we lost. So yeah, I don't really blame scouts for not really, coming to my school because it's like, they want to go to programs that's winning programs, So I don't really blame them, but you
Well,
know,
I mean, let's be fair too. I mean, you were also playing multiple positions, and
mm,
so it might have been along the lines of, well, I don't know, what to do with this guy. Maybe not a quarterback.
mm,
Maybe. I mean, no offense.
yeah, I get you.
Maybe we need to try and move this guy to a different position. And really, safety is what it is for you. Really, I mean, you know, you ended up there at SEMO, an All American. Several time All Conference athlete, and certainly found some success as you moved into your college days and ultimately finished up there. So let's go ahead and talk about you as an athlete, as part of that defense there at SEMO. Talk about that defense and where you fit in.
Um, well, back to our last topic, I got to give a shout out to Coach Took for giving me a shot. Nobody gave me a shot, but the defense at SEMO is always been like the backbone of SEMO. Um, like they say offense wins games, but defense wins championships, and I'm a two-time conference champion. My freshman year, I was around a good group of guys. They knew how to lead on and off the field. They were hard-nosed guys, rugged guys who like play through injuries type guys. Talk crap on the field during the game, but after the game, it's all love. So like good character guys who knew like what wins, strong work ethic, being coachable, discipline. Zach Hall is one of them. Buck Buchanan Award winner, 2018 Buck
Right.
Buchanan Award winner. I had a lot of guys. Bidarius Knighton, he was a FCS All American. Um, DJ Freeman, Clarence Thornton, Deterion Richardson. There was just a lot of guys that were like upperclassmen who like really knew what it took to win. And that was my freshman year. So I kind of just took heed into what those guys were telling me. I knew how to follow, and I feel like me knowing how to follow is how I became a good leader.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, you did become obviously one of the leaders of that program, team captain, actually, and amongst a lot of great talent there that is coming out this season. I mean, thinking about guys like Gino Hess, Ryan Flournoy,
mhm,
dude is a freak. Let's just be real.
yeah.
People, if they don't know him, I mean, he obviously, is doing great in his own right. Obviously, playing against those guys had to have, obviously, rub off somewhat too. So, talk about those guys real quick.
Yeah, like you said, man, both of those guys are. phenomenal players, man. Like you said, Ryan Flournoy. If you don't know who he is, you living under a rock. You know, he's at the combine, he's at the Senior Bowl, he's going crazy, man. Yeah, he was like the #1 JUCO receiver coming out of JUCO. Uh, yeah, he doing great things now. And Geno Hess, man, the greatest running back I've ever played against. All-time SEMO leading everything, touchdowns, rushing yards, yards per carry, yards at the contact, like all those records, even the conference records. All time OVC everything, most points, most touchdowns, yards, just everything. So yeah, man, just being with those guys who are phenomenal players, and those are the guys that I'm leading with. It wasn't as hard as people would think it would be. Because just everybody just wanted to be like us. Everybody wanted to be great athletes like we were, great football players like we were. So it was like it was easy to get guys to listen, to follow what we had to say.
Right. Actually, a lot of things happening actually for SEMO, and really the whole conference situation, if we're being real, because last season you guys kind of merged with the Big South. And so things got a little different. We had
Mm.
different, opponents that you're facing, every other week. And so, you have that going on. And then, of course, like we said, I mean, a lot of great, talented players moving forward. What are we to expect from SEMO, moving on from guys like yourself?
Um, I still expect great things from SEMO. Like I feel like we laid the foundation for the guys after us. Those are good guys, good football players like Paxton DeLauren, great guy. Great football player. Bryce Norman, we call him Stormin' Norman. He's one of the greatest I've ever played alongside of. Joe Edric Lewis. Uh, and these all are guys, man. Like you got Zach Giggs still there, who was like the Remington Award winner 2021 or 2022. Like I said, you got guys. So you got guys with great talent. You got a good coaching staff who knows what it takes to win and knows how to get to their players. And then you got great leaders who know that it's more than about football. They know that building connections is a key thing in winning cultures.
Gotcha. Well, Lawrence, let's turn back to you as a prospect. I mean, obviously we were doing our homework and we were trying to, research guys and watch film and figure out who in the world we're going to invite to the Hula Bowl. And so, amongst our team of scouts, one of our scouts thought very highly of you. Of course, we felt these are some of the words that I wrote down. It says, very good run defender, good explosiveness and speed, very competitive. Obviously very efficient. I feel like, again, if people haven't watched you, you play somewhere between a slot corner nickelback position to somewhere as, in the safety position. What do you feel separates you from everybody else as a prospect? I mean, obviously I said a couple of things, but how do you respond to it?
What separates me as a prospect, the biggest thing is my versatility. Like you said, I could play slot corner. I can guard the slot guys. I can also come down in the box and play like a box safety, defender run, filling gaps, taking on pulling guards. Then I can play on the post safety, and help over the top. Like, and my last 2 years of college, I played both safety positions. I played the slot corner. I had like middle backer reps where I'm like the Tampa 2 guy. And then I've even lined up like as a 5 technique, believe it or not. Like I know pass rushing moves. I know how to ghost, just my versatility is what sets me apart from all other DBs, but also, my knowledge of the game, and my play recognition. I feel like that's another one that's a good one. Me being a former quarterback, it's like the speed of the game is slower for me, so it's like it's easy to dissect plays, dissect schemes, um, and yeah, just know what's going on, and it just gives me that extra step over
Gotcha.
my opponents to
Hey,
make plays.
all that stuff makes sense. I mean, being a former quarterback certainly helps, puts you in the mindset of the people across from you.
Mhm.
And again, like you said, these past 2 years, man, you played almost everywhere. Even you said the five when you're rushing, although I don't want to have you rush too much. I'd rather it be disguised, so that we could do it maybe once a game, just
Hey,
to
Jimmy, I led my team in sacks, man.
you led your team in. How in the
Hey,
world does a
believe it or
6 foot,
not,
200 pound dude lead the team in sacks?
I'm a ball player, man.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
don't know I don't know what, but that certainly says something. Dude, you're obviously making a lot of plays in the backfield and did very well for yourself these past 2 seasons. Of course, the previous 2 seasons you were faced with a little bit of adversity, and with that, really, it shows a little bit about a person's character. And so I kind of want you to walk through some of that because obviously, man, first and foremost, everybody was hit with this COVID-19 stuff and the pandemic. And then, of course, 2021 you was cut short due to a shoulder injury. How did you respond to it? And just talk about how you persevered through those times.
Um, well, like you said, COVID was a tough time for all of us, just not knowing like how long are we gonna be playing, if we're even gonna play, like are we just practicing for nothing, just like COVID was tough for everybody. So I feel like with us having a spring season, that definitely played in my favor. Just being able to play because I know guys that like didn't get the COVID season and just hung the cleats up just because it was like, man, I don't even know if I really love it anymore. So just me having that season, my spring season, that was good. But after the spring season, we had a lot of guys hit the portal, a lot of starters too on defense, a lot of guys, a lot of starters, and that was tough going into the 2021 season. We didn't know our identity. We didn't know, what we didn't know our strengths or our weaknesses. And, we had a lot of true freshmen playing a lot of minutes, like starters. I mean, like they were seniors. So, that was tough. But I do feel like that was a blessing in disguise for me, even though it was a tough season. Just playing with those young guys, it gave me an opportunity to learn how to teach, learn how to be a leader, because, you know, um, it's kind of harder to lead guys that are like your same age or your same caliber of play. And just with those guys being under me, they looked up to me. So I didn't really have to say too much, or it was more of say something than say the right thing. I felt like they knew what I meant when I spoke, or they knew what I was trying to say when I spoke. So that was good. And yeah, my the 2021 season, I did have a shoulder injury against Tennessee State. I separated my AC joint in my left shoulder. And that was a battle, just like any major injury. I definitely it was definitely a physical battle, but I feel like for me it was more of a mental battle. Just like having faith in God that I will bounce back from it, having faith in myself and my abilities because I've seen guys go through injuries and not be the same player. But I just stayed faithful I stayed faithful to my God, and I stayed consistent in my work ethic, and I had a good group of guys around me motivating me to work hard and work harder. Um, and I really feel like it played in my favor. You know, it gave me a sense of determination, just feeling like I wanted to beat all the odds, even with this being placed on me. It gave me like that hunger. It made me hungry. It made me want to beat the odds, to all the people that said like that question, not said, but all the people that questioned if I was gonna get better, if I was, gonna have another productive season. And it made me want to turn my critics to crickets. So
No, I hear you. And, hey, it sucks being injured. You have to, kind of, you know, sit on the sideline. And dude, I know you better than that. I know you don't really want to do that. I know that that's frustrating.
I've never sat a fall out of football
Yeah,
until
I mean, dude,
2021. I was 6 years old.
I completely get that you were hungry and you wanted to be out there. And I know it was a very hard decision for you to really stick around, and just kind of persevere, go through physical therapy, get better, and then ultimately come back and really do what you did, which really, you came back and you really solidified yourself as one of the best guys at your position. Which, dude, that's one of the obvious reasons why we invited you to the Hula Bowl. I think it was myself who actually gave you the call. And
Yep.
so, dude,
I almost cried that night.
let's talk about that real quick. That whole week. What'd you get out of it? Some of the highlights. Give me a couple quick things.
Um, I'm grateful for the Hula Bowl. It was an amazing time for me, a good experience. I feel like if possible, well, it's not possible, but everybody should get something as good as the Hula Bowl, man. It was a good experience. I got a chance to match up with guys all across the country, big schools like Tennessee, Florida State, even Alabama. Like these are the best guys in the country, and it was good to, talk to these guys and ask about cultures and how their teams go about certain things, and even talk football. Like I said, these are the best programs in America. I want to see, what are you learning at Alabama, what are you learning at Clemson. And it was good to like pick their brains and learn new techniques from the coaches who are good coaches. They were very knowledgeable of the game. um like I said, pick their brains, man. Just staying after with some coaches, learning new things, learning new tweaks about schemes, talking that with coaches, and even talking that with players. It was another good opportunity to practice working with new guys. Going into the NFL, I'm gonna be working with guys that I've never seen a day in my life. And this was just a good opportunity to be able to learn how to cooperate with guys that I don't know from a can of paint.
Yeah, and
But
I mean, that's kind of how it's going to be. You're going to get an opportunity with the football team. You're going to have to, learn new names. Pick up a brand new playbook and work with it. So, and I think you really took the most you could out of the Hula Bowl. Obviously, man, it's a lot. There's a lot of crazy things going on, practices, interviews, all these things happening. But I feel like you took the most out of your opportunity, and you put yourself in a pretty good position. I mean, and then just kind of want to move on from that real quick, if we could, dude. You also had an opportunity to go to. I think you went to a couple different pro days too, right?
yeah, SEMO had their own pro day, and then I went to Mizzou's pro day too.
Yeah, and dude, honestly, the numbers say that you did better at Mizzou, and maybe it was because you were around some of those SEC guys. Maybe you, kind of raised the bar a little bit, as you're around those people. And I don't know if that's like the
And,
mentality that you bring to the table, but dude,
mm,
you obviously, put forth a little bit more there. So, what do you think?
um, that definitely, and coming off of SEMO's pro day, I just wanted to be better because I know I could do better. That and just seeing all those scouts, man, seeing all those people that could change my life around. It was like you can't you don't want to have no regrets, man. You don't want to have no what ifs. So just leave it all on the line. I feel like that's what I did.
And how was your interaction with some of the scouts? I mean, just kind of like interviews from either the pro day or the Hula Bowl. I mean, how did those work out? Any of them that stick out in particular?
They were good. They were definitely helpful. just to be able to see where I am as a player in this current draft. I asked a lot of the scouts about my weaknesses and my strengths, just so I have knowledge of that, which I already did, but just to see from a different perspective. Um, yeah, man, it was good. But the one that stuck out to me the most probably was the Bengals. Um, that was a good interview, I feel. He was like kind of telling me how I fit the scheme and telling me just about my playing style and just giving me a lot of like reassurance. I feel like my biggest interview gave me a lot of reassurance. It was almost like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. Because
Cool.
going through this process, it definitely can be nerve wracking if you let it get under your skin. And I feel
Dude,
like that
it's
was
nerve
very,
wracking for us. Are you kidding me?
yeah.
But no, obviously, Lawrence, you're doing a lot lately, and yes, it can get a little nerve wracking, but I feel like you're doing a pretty good job of what you've been given. So we have been at it for a while. I've been trying my best to keep an eye on the time, so we need to sort of wrap things up. So obviously, man, I know you want to get drafted, you want to be a part of an NFL team, so. Uh, Tell these franchises why they need to make that call and give you the opportunity to play for their team. Go ahead and close us out with your final thoughts and really what you bring to the table that people can be sure of. So go for it.
Just a guy like me, I'm gonna give it all I got. Every single rep, every single day, every single week. I'm gonna give it every ounce of me. Um, but like from a football standpoint, like I talked about my versatility, I can play anywhere on the field. I play corner, I play safety, I play nickel, I play in the box. Um, I'm quick on my feet. I got good change of direction, as my numbers say. Um, I know the game. I know scheme. I can talk scheme. I can talk over under fronts. I can talk linebacker talk. I can talk DB talk. I can talk football. I know football. Like I said, I know the game. I know all. I know scheme. So it wouldn't be too hard for me to learn playbooks. And then like outside of football, I'm a good guy. I'm a I'm a family man. Uh, I always try to do the right things. I try to leave good impressions on people. Um, I'm a man of my word, very respectable. Uh, and I prioritize consistency and discipline. And I know that uh culture is a very important thing. If you want to win, you got to have good culture. I know how to lead, but I also know how to follow. You know,
Gotcha. I mean,
yeah,
let to just wrap it all up, man. Again, we talked about things like versatility, leadership, just that hunger and desire to be obviously the best player possible that you can be for a program, which obviously you were able to go out there and really showcase during your time at SEMO. Again, very efficient guy who understands the playbook, does a great job, against the run and shutting that down, and can also, also has some solid speed to obviously, be in coverage, which obviously that's what you do a lot, anyways, as a safety, right?
and
So
I'm a special teams guru.
oh, absolutely, man. So you bring a lot to the table. If people want to look at your PFF grades, those check out. If they want to look at your film, that also checks out. So people need to look into you, man. I feel like you're one of the biggest sleepers in this whole draft.
I
So
appreciate it.
Lawrence, again, great time talking to you. Want to wish you all the best in this process. Okay.
I appreciate you. Thanks for
Okay.
having me.
Hey man, anytime. So once again, Lawrence Johnson, defensive back, SEMO. Check him out.